It's 2023, year of Yin Water Rabbit. On the 4th of February, inner alchemy astrologers and feng shui practitioners will be starting their calculations. However, on the 22nd of January, the lunar year means that people in the Chinese communities around the world will be celebrating, and we'll see dragons out dancing, people will throw firecrackers. That's for a very good reason, because they'll pop round to local shops and businesses to chase out the old energy of last year to bring in favourable energies for this year. So is this a good year for you? Well, we first have to explain a couple of things. Where does this Yin Water Rabbit energy come from? Yin water is a heavenly stem. And last year was Yang water in the heavenly stem, and we see the progression. The rabbit is an earthly branch. Rabbit energy comes from the east. It's the energy of spring. Let's look at it better here. Last year was tiger year. This year was rabbit year. Next year will be dragon. The year before tiger was ox. Notice that the rabbit is directly opposite the rooster, who we refer to as its conflict animal. More on that later. So let's look at this chart pulled out for the 18th of February 2022 at 3:30 in the morning, which was tiger hour, and notice how yang it is. The heavenly stem is yang water. Within tiger, you have the elements yang wood with a little bit of yang fire and yang earth. Contrast that to this year, the rabbit. So I've pulled out a quadruple rabbit chart, 10th of March 2023, between 5 and 7, which is rabbit time. And we have yin water and yin wood, and there's only one element within the rabbit. Notice this is the 4-pillar chart with 4 pillars: the pillar of the year, the pillar of the month, the pillar of the day, the pillar of the hour, separated into 2 with the heavenly stem, as we've just seen, and the earthly branch. We can put that into a very nice little pictogram for our inner alchemy astrology. So we see lots and lots of wood, but we don't see any metal or earth, and there's not really any fire in this. We see water supporting the wood, but we're only looking at 2 elements in this annual energy. What's the difference between yin and yang? Well, yin wood are the flexible plants. They're your house plants, which can live in your house or perhaps very near, just outside. They're your raspberries and your strawberries. And in the jungle, they're the plants that wind their way up the large trees until they get to the top of the canopy. Whereas yang wood, it can be the huge sequoia trees in California or the apple trees in your garden. We use yang wood to chop up to make firewood, whereas yin wood we would use more for compost. Yang water, well, again, yang is strong. It's like huge waves. It's a large expanse of water, or the tides. Yin water is the dew we see in the morning. So is this a good year for you? Let's look at your chart and see if wood and water complete your 5-element pictogram. Do you need those energies? Do they help your goals? Do water and wood harmonize your 5-element makeup? Well, looking at this example, he's a wood person, so the water is boosting him, it's feeding him, and he's got more wood and more water. He's still got a lot of fire, and this progression will increase it a little bit. However, he really needs some earth and some metal. So quite frankly, this doesn't add on that much for him. But what about his 10-year luck cycles? You can look at that in your inner alchemy astrology charts. What are the negatives and positives, the virtues of wood and water? Wood, the emotions are generosity, kindness, compassion. The energy is of long-term vision, organization, planning, creativity, growing, about plants and medicines, farming. Typical careers are teaching, studying, writing, artistic careers, architects, lawyers, salesmen, people who need to plan a strategy. And then the negative energies are anger, jealousy, frustration, envy, and stress. So we might continue to have a little bit more of that around. Water is softness, willpower. Water gets to its goal eventually. It will make many different paths, but it will get there. It's about calmness, communication, philosophy, spirituality, touchy-feely, massage, cleansing, and collecting. And the negatives are the fear and the phobia. So let's remind ourselves of these 5 elements: fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, and how they relate to our organs. Fire resides in the heart and the small intestines. Earth resides in the spleen, pancreas, and stomach. Metal resides in the lungs and large intestine. Water in the kidneys and the bladder, and wood in the liver and the gallbladder. So doing Taoist practices, we can harmonize these elements within us to help our organ strengths as well as our emotions. But it's a 5-element world. 2023 and 2022 only give us water and wood. We still need fire, earth, and metal. There was a little bit of fire and earth in 2022, but none in the annual energies for 2023. However, there are the monthly, daily, and hourly energies. So the 5 elements do circulate. What about the rabbit? Well, it's in a friends group with ram and boar. They're what we call the East group because they come from the East direction. They're generous, they're good at mutual support, but not really risk takers. They don't seek a high profile. The rabbit itself is known as thrifty, honest, diplomatic, tactful, sometimes hypochondriac. If we think of the tiger mother attitude of last year, this year let's think of the rabbit mother as being more like someone out of Beatrix Potter. Also, the rabbit's one of the 4 charismatic or sexy animals, so it can be charming as well as lucky and even prospect. So coupled with yin water, we hope to find more peace this year. So the tiger makes way for rabbit. Now, Chinese astrology sometimes refers to the rabbit as the cat. Indeed, the tiger of 2022 is making way for a pussycat in comparison. The rabbit's much more cautious, fearful. It's yin wood, and this contrasts to yang wood's last year tiger. So we have a much softer energy here. Also with the heavenly stem energy of yin water replacing 2022's yang water, we have the same major elements, water and wood, but remember, it is yin rather than yang. So more of the same thing, but quieter and more cautious is one way of looking at it. Is the rabbit lucky? Well, traditionally, people hang their paws off their jackets. It's deemed to be the luckiest, and coupled with water, we can expect to see calmness, elegance, beauty, peace, prosperity. Yin water is more peaceful than yang water tiger for sure. We can expect more reflection, thought about things. And remember, it's one of the charming, charismatic, attractive animals, one of the cardinals. The 4 together are horse, rat, rooster, and rabbit, and they are in the 4 cardinal directions. We can also look at the I Ching. So this year's hexagram for us, for our calculations, is 54. These are sort of not an easy image. We have for the elements, we have wood over metal. And for the 8 forces of the universe, we have thunder over lake. The cosmic image is strong, east and west, spring and autumn, the beginning and ending of life. It's really calling for sincere union of heaven and our earth for enduring results. All parties must be aware of their own mistakes from the beginning. We really need honesty this year. So if you want to do your I Ching reading, this is a great book. Be guided by the way it tells you to toss the coins, and also the analysis of all 64 hexagrams are very good. So if you're interested in the I Ching, do a reading for yourself rather than just accept this year's hexagram. Also, you can look at your 5-element pictogram, look at these 3 examples here. They show you what energies you were born with. The free chart is on this link. If you're interested, learn in alchemy astrology with us. You'd be learning the principles of 5 elements astrology, how to read a simple chart, which qigong and meditations can enhance your own energies. And with so much wood, which is learning, and water, which is spirituality around this year, it really is time to come and meet Master Xia in Paris. He'll be coming to Europe for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic for over 3 years. So any information you need will be on these websites, where you can also download a 5-element table in French or English. You can email us your questions, ask for this text, and you're welcome to take any screenshots. There are many famous rabbits, many famous successful rabbits. But what we really want, we want to think it's a 5-element world. As always, favorize balance with Taoist practices for harmony in your own life. Think about the 5 colors, the 5 elements in food, and find some harmony.